Guys, we've got a clinical case. Let's go. Be careful. A 70-year-old man in the cardiac care unit with cardiogenic shock following a large myocardial infarction. His blood pressure is 80/50 mercury. His heart rate is 110 beats per minute. Oh la 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 la. Cardiogenic shock, actually. And he has signs of poor organ perfusion, cool extremities, low urine output, and cold sweat. An echocardiogram shows a severity reduction ejection fraction of 20%. Cardiogenic shock. The team decides to start an inotropic drug to improve cardiac contractility. Absolutely. Which of the following inotropic drugs works by directly stimulating beta-1 adrenergic receptors, leading to increased contractility and heart rate? No. Okay, give me options. A. Milrinone. B. Levosimendan. C. Digoxin. Dobutamine, finally. Dobutamine, of course, my beloveds, Dobutamine. So the question asks the students to identify the specific mechanism of action for one of the most commonly used inotropes in cardiogenic shock. And dobutamine is a correct answer. Dobutamine is a synthetic catecholamine that is a potent beta-1 adrenergic receptor agonist. So, mechanism of action of dobutamine, well, let's refresh our memories. When it stimulates the beta-1 receptors of the heart muscle, cells, cardiomyocytes, it increases the intracellular levels of cyclic AMP, cyclic AMP. This leads to increase in intracellular calcium, which directly enhances the force of myocardial contraction, that we called positive inotropy, and increases the heart rate, that is positive chronotropy. It has relatively weak effects on beta-2 and alpha-1 receptors, making it a primary so-called pump fixer without causing massive vasoconstriction. So why the other options are incorrect? Milrinone. This is another powerful inotrope, yes, but it has a completely different mechanism. Milrinone is a phosphodiesterase 3 inhibitor, PDA3 inhibitor. It works by preventing the breakdown of CAMP, thereby increasing its levels and causing a similar increase in contractility. Unlike dobutamine, it has a significant vasodilatory effect, which can be useful, but also risks worsening hypertension, and we've got cardiogenic shock here. Levosimendan. This is a newer class of inotrope known of a calcium sensitizer. It doesn't increase the amount of calcium in the cell. It binds to troponin C and makes the existing contractile machinery more sensitive to calcium that is already there. So this improves contractility with less of an increase in myocardial oxygen demand. Anyway, the dobutamine is a correct. We've got another, Digoxin. So Levosimendan is not okay. Digoxin is we know that, is a cardiac glycoside. It works by inhibiting natrium, kalium, ATPase pump, ions of course, in cardiomyocytes. This leads to an increase in intracellular sodium, which in turn leads to an increase in intracellular calcium via the natrium calcium exchanger, ion exchanger, yes, pump, yeah. Whereas a positive inotrope, it's a much weaker one than dobutamine or Milrinone, and it's not used now for the acute management of cardiogenic shock, definitely. It's primarily used for rate control, and why not now, in atrial fibrillation, and for chronic heart failure symptom management. Yes. High-yield takeaway for this case. When managing cardiogenic shock, it's crucial to know your inotropes. So dobutamine is your friend. It's the classic beta-1 agonist used to directly increase the heart's pump per power. Another question, it's a real cardiogenic shock. Actually, survival is very low. It's a very high mortality. It's a KILIP 4. It's not a calip 3, calip 4. That sentence. Anyway, God bless.